say it take a village to raise a child, but what if the village is retarded? What you think it's gonna produce?
A bunch of dummies. Alright, first things first. If y'all hear the freaking smoke detector go off, bro, I gotta get a new smoke detector. Not even just a new smoke detector. I need to get a battery. It just started doing it, bro. Like, so just bear with me, gang. But in today's video, we got a very crazy video, in my opinion, because this guy, see, but this guy, I don't understand, like, why, when folks get money, why do they still want to be the number one crash out, gang? Like, you are lit, you good right now, you set for life. Why is you trying to mess that up for yourself, gang? Like, nigga just got out of jail, and I heard that recently he's going back to jail. So in this video, we finna see what he talking about. We got a video by Antonio Speaks. Pooh Shiesty was destined for failure. It's looking bad. But let's get into it, gang.
So I'm pretty sure everybody and their mama that heard about this Pooh Shiesty situation. But in case you didn't, let me fill you in. So there's a rapper by the name of Pooh Shiesty from Memphis, Tennessee, and he just got out of prison back in November. Now this artist is signed to another rapper named Gucci Mane. Back in 2020 or 2021, he signed to this artist, and in my opinion, he helped him, blow up. Fast forward to 2026, I'm guessing the label or the contract was looking sketchy. So Pooh Shiesty did something that is straight out of Boondocks. He gathered up a couple of his friends, drove to a meeting held by Gucci Mane with this ankle monitor on, robbed him at gunpoint, made him sign a contract.
See what I'm talking about? Bro. Like, why? Why?
And then his friends started posting on social media with the jewelry that they robbed from them. Like, this nigga thought he was in a movie. But yeah, I've been hearing everybody clown him and just, bring up how stupid he is. Rightfully so. I tell y'all all the time that over here, man, we try to look at things not in a linear perspective. We gotta look back, forth, the middle, you know what I'm saying? And with this Pooh Shiesty situation, looking back can give us the answer. Photo surfaces of Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty wearing an ankle monitor at age 11. Age 11? Me and Pooh Shiesty around the same age. He's 25, I'm 24. So we would have grew up together. 11 years old, bro. We was hooping in the neighborhood. We was on the game. Like, some of the dudes I grew up with, they ain't jump off the porch probably too a little older, but damn, 11 is crazy, bro. So with this information, I started thinking to myself, okay, where were his parents? Did he grow up with his father? Was his mom around? Was his mom working a lot? Because these are important questions to ask. The crazy thing is, y'all, he grew up with his dad. In fact, his dad went on the hit with him. So, okay, and then
We gotta do better, gang.
and he also had his mom in his life. But after doing research on her, I got a glimpse into her psychology. And so right here we have a clip of Pooh Shiesty's mom. And in the description it states, Pooh Shiesty's mom went live revealing the reason her son robbed Gucci Mane and kidnapped him was because he owed...
He kidnapped him too? What the fuck? This nigga is a demon.
Pooh over $25 million from his music while he was locked up and didn't want to pay him or release the contract. In quotes, she says, I raised a real slime. My son don't play.
Protected him. He kept him humble. He kept him 100 and kept away from around some suckers and pluckers.
She drunk as hell too. I'm sorry, I'm pausing this shit a lot, but this shit is not insane.
I prayed for them, man. My young nigga looks so good, man. My whole family here. Do you know how good I feel? It's hard to get people together. It's hard to get people together and be quiet. But if you fucking play with me, they already know my own 100. Don't listen to these people, man. My own 100, I'm too 100. That's why they be talking about me. Lying and deceit. Going against me. I'm too 100, man.
Obviously, Pooh Shiesty needs to be held accountable, and he is going to be. But like I said, just looking back at his parents, the folks that raised him, they acting just like him. His mom is acting like a younger teen. His dad is dumb as hell, going on hits with him. Like, this shit is literally pissing me off. And there is a saying that it takes a village to raise a child, which is completely true. But I have a quote from a Baltimorean, and he breaks it down perfectly.
You know how we say it take a village to raise a child, but what if the village is retarded? What you think it's gonna produce?
A bunch of dummies. I'm weak, bro.
They accent sound like some UK shit. It sound like a blend of UK. I don't know. This shit is cool as hell. I love their accent. Anyway, it takes a village to raise a child. But if the village is contaminated and the people around them also don't know any better, then you're destined to have some Pooh Shiesties. You're destined to have some degenerates.
I'm not a criminal, but if I was, I feel like the number one rule would be don't commit crimes while wearing an ankle monitor.
That's obvious. Yeah.
So anyway, I just got my hands on the 32-page federal criminal complaint for Pooh Shiesty, his daddy, Big 30, and 6 others. So let me walk you through what the feds are alleging happened in this complaint. So let's start off with the defendants. There's Lontrell Williams Jr., aka Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Sr., his daddy, Rodney White Jr., aka Big 30, Demarcus Glover, Darian McDaniel, Terrence Rogers, Corday Johnson, Kadarius Waters, and Demarion Gibson. And they're all charged with kidnapping, conspiracy to commit kidnapping, and robbery stemming from an incident that happened on January 10th, 2026 in Dallas, Texas. So according to the complaint, on January 10th, 2026, 3 victims who are referred to by their initials in the complaint, and the first victim has the initials RD, as in Raydrick Davis, MM, and BP. It says they all flew into Dallas for what they thought was a business meeting. Lontrell Williams Jr., Pooh Shiesty, was signed to RD's label 1017 since around 2021. Okay, so it's clear RD is Gucci Mane.
Now this begs the question, did Gucci Mane snitch? Obviously I don't care. I'm not in the streets, never will be, never entertain those type of politics. But I can understand if Gucci Mane is living that life, then tells the police is kind of hypocritical of what he raps about. But on the other hand, Gucci is elevated now. He has a record label. He's, you know, in his 40s now. I don't think he's trying to do these street activities. So if he called the police, I mean, shit, I don't know shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, even if he did snitch, nigga, so what? Nigga, you kidnapped him, robbed him, and he was signed, like, he's the one who was like, hey, bro, yeah, I think you got talent. I'm going to sign you to 1017. What? Now, I don't know how true it is about bro stealing 25 million. That's a lot of money. But you already lit. You finna crash out about the bread, gang? And you got the bread? Hell no, bro. That's not smart.
Gucci. Okay. And the point of this meeting was because Pooh Shiesty was upset with the terms of his contract and he wanted to be released from his contract. So Pooh asked Gucci to come to Dallas so they could meet about, quote, business. Gucci, his head of security, another security officer, and the other 2 victims pull up to the studio around 1:45 for this meeting, but it was closed. Around 3:15, Pooh Shiesty's dad, William Sr., gets the owner of the studio to open it up for them. William Sr. is seen on video surveillance at 3:28 standing outside of the building on his phone. According to the complaint, at 3:43, so about 15 minutes later, Pooh Shiesty, his dad, Big 30, and the other 6 defendants enter the studio where Gucci and his team had already been waiting. Now, apparently, at this point, Pooh Shiesty, who has an ankle monitor, gets a call from his probation or his parole officer because he's not at home. Pooh tells the officer that his caseworker gave him permission to be out for, quote, rec time, but the officer tells Pooh that's not the case. He doesn't have rec time and he needs to return home immediately. The complaint says that Gucci and his team overhear this phone call, so Gucci tells Pooh that they can reschedule their meeting, but Pooh says he wants to talk to Gucci privately. So the 2 of them go into a separate recording room, and according to the complaint, Pooh brings out a contract termination or contract release document and tells Gucci to sign it. Gucci says he doesn't want to sign the document, and so the complaint says the 2 of them begin arguing. Pooh then tells Rodney White Jr., who again is Big 30, to get his bag, and when Big 30 returns with the bag, Pooh allegedly pulls out a black AK-style pistol, points it at Gucci, and then demands he signs the contract release.
That nigga really crashed out about that contract, bro. Nigga said, sign him, motherfucker. Sign the contract, nigga. Sign it.
Gucci then signs, and while he's doing that,
He
William
signed that
Sr. and
motherfucker,
Big
though.
30 guard the door of the recording room so that Gucci can't leave. According to the document, after Gucci signs the document, Pooh allegedly takes Gucci's wedding ring, his watch, earrings, and his cash from him.
The wedding ring is
Got to date
wild,
his
gang.
signature And so after reviewing the document, Pooh gives him the document back so he can add the date, and then they're all good. Now, when they are exiting that recording room, the other defendants who were still in the main studio area pulled out their weapons and allegedly demanded the other victims to give them their stuff.
bro.
The document says victim PB was pushed onto a couch in the control room while an individual named as CMO Damn Fool searched his pockets and stole his wallet. BP's 1017 chain and a necklace were also stolen from him by someone he knew as Glizzy 375. The document says BP was also able to identify someone he knew as Baby Slime 375 and another individual he knew as KD. Now, during this incident, the complaint alleges that MM, the other victim, was choked from behind to the point of nearly losing consciousness, resulting in him having scratches on his neck and wrist. MM's Rolex watch, a Louis Vuitton bag containing multiple other high-dollar watches, his Apple AirPod headphones, and his wallet were all stolen.
I mean, like, bro, this, like, I can't understand if they would have just forced Gucci to sign the damn document, but doing all of this, y'all asking for just, come on, bro. Like, literally, Pooh Shiesty, you have, oh my God, it just, messed up contract or not, bro, you have the resources to generate generational wealth. Like, I just don't see how 40, like, I don't know how old his dad is, 40, 50-year-old.
Not even just generate generational wealth. Nigga, you have the freaking money to generate a fucking lawyer. What the fuck is we talking about? I think that's what he's failing to realize or failing to balance. It's the street life and the business life game. Like, you gotta make a smart business decision here. That was a terrible business decision.
Man can sit here and co-sign your son that just got out of jail and allow him to do this and also rob the people there. Like, oh my God.
From him, but he happened to have an Apple AirTag located in the Louis Vuitton bag, and so he provided that to law enforcement, which were able to track the last known location. And then, according to the complaint, Pooh Shiesty pointed the barrel of the firearm to the back of BP's head and orders him and Gucci to leave the studio. According to law enforcement, video surveillance shows the defendants leaving the building at approximately 4:58 p.m. So that's the outline of what the feds say happened at the studio. So now let's get into some of the evidence law enforcement says they have to show that these defendants committed this crime. And it starts with some surveillance videos recovered from another building in the area. That video shows a white Buick.
Sorry to pause, but in 2026, nigga, it's no crime you can get away with. Like, everybody got Ring doorbell cameras, everybody got security, businesses got all this stuff. Anything you do is gonna be recorded. Just stay out the way, bruh.
Exactly.
A black Dodge Charger Hellcat and a black Dodge Ram, all pulling off shortly after the incident. And according to police records, Rodney Wright Jr.'s father owns a 2020 Dodge Charger Hellcat bearing a Tennessee license plate. And the Buick that was with the cars was actually a rental car. And after getting a subpoena for records from Hertz, law enforcement learns that Lontrell Williams Sr. rented the car on December 29, 2025 with a return date of January 11, 2026.
I'm sorry to pause, but these niggas can't get any dumber. You get a rental car in your name. You ain't even get it in somebody that's not on this hit.
Stupid.
You get it in your name.
Dummy.
Damn, bro.
The day after this incident. Next up, the document goes in.
And I bet these niggas planned this shit out and he thought that shit was so fucking smart. He thought that shit was so smart. I'm just gonna get a rental car. The niggas ain't gonna know. I'm just gonna get a rental car. Niggas ain't gonna know. Oh, man,
to Pooh Shiesty's ankle monitor. The document notes that Pooh Shiesty had just been put on house arrest on October 31st, 2025 for a firearms charge. And a part of his conditions for this house arrest was that he would not possess any deadly weapon or knowingly be in the company of a person possessing the same. It also notes that he was required to wear an electronic monitoring device, and that same monitoring device confirmed that he was at or near the location of this incident around the time of this incident.
Dummy! Bro, this shit's stupid. This whole shit is dumb.
Next up, the document talks about a trip Lontrell Williams Sr. took to Staples around 1:15 on the day of the incident. Now remember, Gucci and his team didn't get inside the studio until around 3:15, and according to this complaint, at approximately 1:50 p.m., Williams Sr. was seen on video entering a Staples. His rented Buick Enclave can be seen on surveillance video parking near the front of the store, and then when Williams comes into the store, he goes directly to the copy printer machine. And so, investigators are alleging that due to the timing of this Staples trip, they believe Williams Sr. was there to print off the contractual release that he later presented to Gucci at the studio. All right, next up are cell phone records. And according to investigators, they say that these records show some of the defendants driving from Memphis on January 8th and arriving in Dallas in the early morning hours of January 9th. And if one person having an ankle monitor wasn't enough, defendant Glover apparently also had an ankle monitor on, and his monitor also aligns with what all the other evidence is showing. Investigators also received records from Greyhound, which apparently showed defendants Glover, Rogers, Gibson, and McDaniel traveling from Dallas, Texas back to Memphis, Tennessee after the alleged incident. 3 of the other defendants who didn't take the Greyhound drove back to Memphis in the Hellcat, and when they got to Memphis, they stayed at a Comfort Inn, and while they were there, the Hellcat was apparently reported stolen. I'm assuming that's on purpose, but there's a lot going on. But after learning about the defendants being at the Comfort Inn, investigators were able to get surveillance video from that hotel, and they see that at some point, almost all of the defendants had been at the Comfort Inn, and they're all wearing some of the same clothing that was seen on video at the studio. And then, investigators were able to lift some fingerprints off of cups that were left in the studio, and they matched those to defendant Gibson and defendant Rogers. Now, after all of that corroborating evidence, law enforcement says they then used Instagram to help identify some of these defendants. First up was Pooh Shiesty, who was easily identifiable because all of the victims knew his real name and his stage name. And then when it comes to Luntrell Williams Sr., they all knew that he was Pooh Shiesty's dad. The document says all 3 victims were able to identify Rodney White as Big 30, and because some of these defendants made posts on Instagram shortly after the incident, that also helped law enforcement. For example, victim BP knew Rogers as his Instagram page, Damnfool375, and after law enforcement was able to match his pictures to his state ID, they figured out his name. But in addition to that, Rogers was also seen on Instagram wearing a Rolex that appeared to be similar to the one stolen from MM. And then there's defendant Glover, whose Instagram name is Twin CMO.
Why? Like, as soon as, look at this, bro. I mean, y'all, it's like y'all want to be caught, man. First thing you do is go post a picture of what you did online. Listen, bro, I understand when you starving, you got to do things you don't want to do. But in this situation, they're not in that. It's not that. Just dumb activities, bro.
And his Instagram account later posted stories of him having a Rolex, a large amount of cash, and tagged Dallas, Texas as his location. Now, is the point to get away with the crime or not?
Shout out to her page, man. She break down stuff like this all the time. Makes it easily digestible. Go show her some love. I believe she also has a YouTube channel, by the way. But look, that's in this video, man. Hope you guys enjoyed. If y'all want to see something similar to this, go check out the Chicago Gang Propaganda.
Parents of children who play.
Boy. There's a lot of shit I gotta say about this video, bro. Like, I ain't gonna cap, gang. This shit made me lose brain cells, bro. Hold on. So first, you mean to tell me the nigga gave you a record deal? Boom. You got the deal. You putting that work in. Every song you sing at 1017. You feel me? Every song you got that shit in. 1017. Brr, slime. Shit like that in the video. Or in the freaking music, right? Go to jail, he did some slimy shit. Cool. This is where you fucked up at. And this is my thing too. It's like I blame him, but then again I don't blame him. I blame the people who fucking raised this nigga. Because the people who raised this nigga was doing this, it's on the same shit. These niggas is 40, 50, 60 years old, still talking about I'm a real ass hitter. No, you're not. You damn near on your deathbed. This should be blowing me, bro. That's what I think. A lot of things that we need to work on, especially as black folks, bro, is this so-called street rule, bro. The street rule. Like, it's dumb. It's dumb. And it has us end up in these situations like this, bro. You mean to tell me your son just got out of jail and you gonna go on a hit with him? You're going to go with him to do this, allowing him to do this. I get it. Granted, he's grown. But if you're going to do this shit, I'm not coming with you because I don't stand for it. But the problem is they go by the street rules. Somebody slime me, I got to slime them out worse. I got to up the score. Fuck a score. Because now look, you talking about you got to up the score. Now look, you end up in jail. So who really won? Who really won? 9 out of 10, all the shit you stole, all the money he got is going back to him, you dummy. Now you in jail. Wasting your life. You nigga just put his whole life in jeopardy because he got slime. Granted, yes, it's $25 million. That's a lot of money. But nigga, you can generate so much bread by your fucking self. The smartest thing he could have did then is got him a lawyer and got himself out the deal if he didn't want to sign the shit. Simple as that, bro. Simple as that, gang. Now, I don't know all the ins and outs of what's going on in this situation, bro, but still, just do not. This shit is stupid, bro. So anybody who made it to the end of this video, I need y'all to listen to this message, bro. For real, especially if you are a black person. Because that's the ones who getting affected by this shit the most. Gang, leave that street shit alone, bro. Leave that street shit alone, gang. All this street mentality, the street rule shit, this shit is not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna end up dead or in jail, gang. You hear all about these people in the hood saying, "Bro, I want to be rich. I want to kick it like these white folks." It's not kicking like these white folks, nigga. Kick it like you. You just gotta get your mind out this shit that been wrapped around you, gang. It's like we stuck in this fucking bubble. Stuck in this bubble of streets this, streets that. Kill me, I kill you. Like, no, stop this shit, gang. Stop, bro. Nigga be like, I'm finna come up off these grams. What? Every nigga who you know came up off these grams, went to jail many times, had to either escape, stuck in there, or dead. Why not get some longevity? You don't gotta see the pen. You can spend time with your family. You don't gotta look over your shoulder. This shit dumb, bro. It's dumb. I appreciate y'all for tuning into the video, man. And I'm out. That shit just pissed me off.